First off, I want to talk about an awesome event I did last month. I put a lot of preparation into it, and I worked with ACA New England in order to pull in approximately 450 HVAC vocational students in Massachusetts. And it was by far the most rewarding time I've ever had teaching anything when it comes to HVAC. Of course, it was pretty basic. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we did a little soft skills presentation for a couple hours, but there was so many kids we had to split it into two separate trainings. I did it twice, and it consisted of some basics about employment interviews and social skills, public speaking, time and project management, a little bit of critical thinking, like when they're on the job, when to ask questions, stuff like that. And then we wrapped it up with some professionals from the industry to talk about the opportunities. And when I kicked it off, I actually asked the whole room, so about 220 or 25 at a time, 225 kids, how many kids are planning on going directly to college outside of the trade? And I swear there was only a dozen hands that went up. And then I asked how many planning on taking a full-time job after they finish their trade school, and almost the entire room put their hands up, which is a complete 180 when we used to do these things before COVID in person. So it was extremely motivating, and to see a new generation that was, energized and excited about the trade and asking questions. I was so worried that it was going to be the opposite. And it was going to be hard to keep their attention because, let's be honest, a lot of these young adults would leave after they finished their trade school and wouldn't come back to HVAC. So, just wanted to share. I think you're going to see a blog later today that talks about some of the interview questions that you should be asking when you hire apprentices and some of those basics, because I think it's important not just to train the interviewee, the tech school student, but I want to make sure that we're actually asking the right questions for people that don't have experience in the trade to make sure they're a right fit for your company. So that's going to be my blog topic this month. I'm excited to get that out later today, I hope. So I can say I made some sales calls in the last few days in my full-time job, and the outlook is very positive. Everybody's concerned about a possible downturn in the economy, but when it comes to HVAC, I think the biggest concern is inventory going to be able to keep up this year? And every manufacturer I've been talking to, including the one I work for, has more inventory than they know what to do with at the moment. So you're going to see some cool sales incentives and stuff early spring in the Northeast. You might already see them elsewhere. I know there's some guys in here from the Central and West. That's why I try to do these calls at 10 a.m. to give you guys some time to get up and have a coffee. But I really think you're going to see a record year if you have an open mind. You understand what you can sell, what is in inventory, and what will be plentiful this year. So you need to be in constant communication with your distributor and your manufacturer to understand it's not like it was last year or 2 years or even 3 years ago, right, when COVID hit. Things are taking a huge turn, particularly if you're installing heat pumps. So it's a huge opportunity, and hopefully everybody is along for the ride. I don't know that I'm going to get rich. We're on commission, but certainly you guys have the opportunity in the next few years to get rich. So as long as you make smart decisions and you have a plan for your growth, which includes people, right? That's why I started that off with that career day experience. Certainly, if you think of a question later on after you're watching this and you realize you didn't get it over to me, shoot me a message. Maybe it's this month or next month's blog topic, or if it's something quick and easy, I'll just reply to you. Obviously, I provide that direct support to our elite members. It's really important to me that I try to create some sort of community here. I want to make sure everybody gets to talk to each other and provide support. I think this is the first step, providing this monthly Zoom, in order to get maybe people talking in the chats. Messages has been very quiet over the last few months, and I want to make sure people know that you can talk to each other too, not just me. So just ask those questions under those blog posts or those webinar videos. Might as well tell you what's going on with my career and my life. I know people always ask me when I'm doing in-person trainings. I actually did a full system design training class in New Hampshire for the first time. I'm going to say forever. I don't think I've ever been in New Hampshire to teach a residential design class. ACA New England hosted me at a new Holman's branch in it's Holman's Associates, owned by Watsco. They hosted a class in Meredith, New Hampshire. It was a little bit of a ride for me. Ironically, it's the equidistance between where I live and where my mother lives. So she didn't know it was that close. I turned around, came home the next day. So she's coming to visit later in the month. But I had an awesome time. I saw a lot of new faces. When you get to travel and you see some new faces, it's great. And ironically, they didn't know I was teaching the class, but they recognized me from my weekly emails. So it's good to see that there are people reading those things out there. So it was an awesome time. I got a lot of wet heat questions, which has been a while. They have plenty of that up there, and there's a ton of propane, ironically, to heat homes. So a lot of questions about integrating heat pumps and stuff, which made it very entertaining and different. Sometimes when I teach these classes, it's the same complaints against the same inspectors about the same problems. So I think I'm gonna try to travel just a tiny bit more and host these 4-hour classes or some version of training around New England, at least, if I can, working into my regular work schedule. If I'm going to be in town, maybe I can host a 4-hour class the next day. I don't know. We'll see if there's some interest. As you can tell, I wear a lot of polos. That's because I play golf, and it's been killing me for months. I can't hit a ball into screens. I got to hit it out into the distance. So I'm looking forward to some warm weather, just like everybody is in this trade. Not even just for work, but for outside of work. It's a little depressing in the winter in the Northeast.
Hi, I'm Chris with HVAC Pro Blog, and I want to thank you for watching my videos every week. If you'd like to help support our channel more, head over to my Patreon page where I have options for as little as $8 a month. If you'd like to join the HVAC Design Society and get your questions answered, like I just showed you, we do this monthly for our elite members. So a special shout out to all those HVAC Design Society members in order to help feed us with content and supporting the channel while getting your questions answered. Thanks for joining me this week at HVAC Pro Blog, where we provide advice for residential system design, quality installation, and system diagnosis. I'll see you soon.